Evening all, how are we doing? That's better, I think. Things are being weird. As is their want. What's my volume doing over there? Yeah, should be about fine. What's the volume doing over here? Oh, it's a particularly quiet tune. There we go. Ah, it's better. Right. Happy Halloween, everyone. How are we doing? Ah. Oh, my preview is not frozen. I froze. IRL or something. Hope everybody's doing well. Happy Friday. Made it to the end of the week and stuff. I've got a pile of sweets down here because nobody knocked on the door tonight. Oh well, I guess I'll just have to eat them myself, won't I? It's a hard life, isn't it? Everybody's having a good one. We're going to head back to the Outer Worlds tonight. Should be good. We've already done our spooky season stream, which was Resident Evil Village. And yeah, it feels like that was a while ago, even though it was only last week. I don't know. Time, it's a weird thing. I was a little bit discombobulated when I realised I managed to miss the countdown. I was like, I'm pretty sure it didn't take me that long to wander around and get a drink and stuff. Apparently it did. Mind you, I did rummage around and grab a couple of other extra bits and pieces while I was at it, so that's probably what did it. And then I came back and realised that one of my lights had somehow managed to wander off and face the wrong direction, and I really don't know how it managed that, because I probably kicked it at some point, probably, didn't I? It's likely it's smack in the middle of the room, and mostly not in the way, but just about in the way enough that it gets kicked once in a while. Such is the way of things. Anyway, how are we all doing? Yeah, where's my scroll? There it is. Evening, Tengi. Evening now. Come on in. We're doing good. So, young Niles wants to meet the doctor who put him back together after the incident on Horizon Point. And we also then have some other stuff to do. Oh, dear Lord. Please tell me that's not what I think it is. But there might be an update. Obsidian, tell us days in advance, not minutes in advance, you buggers. Yeah, there is a hotfix. Like, I appreciate the hotfixes, don't get me wrong. But tell us the day before. Not just push it out and go, oh, by the way. It's fucking irritating. So what we got, anyway. Let's have a look at how big this is before we go any further. Oh, not as big as the last one, at least. That's something. Right then. So what do we got? Fixing saves crashing on load. If bad data gets into the favorited item data. Okay, weird. Several crashes. PS5 only issue. Fix the perk. Conversation history shouldn't randomly reset. Cleared portions of the map will no longer be reset. Interesting. Quest and progression stuff. A couple of issues within theirs. Okay, a couple of other fixes here and there. Audio visual. Double jump boots no longer play audio at double volume. It's PlayStation, yeah, nothing particularly exciting, just a couple of small fixes. Which, you know, we appreciate, but we're over halfway there now, so it's not so bad, but still. Developers, tell us a day in advance when you're putting a patch out. Not you, Bethesda, you're fine. They actually do that. Actually, they usually tell several days in advance, or stick to a reliable schedule like they do with the PTS. But most other devs just go, oh, here's a patch. I was like, oh, great, thanks. Really pissing annoying for people who've got time constraints. Not just me, but other people as well. I've no doubt they've put something out on socials, but they'll put it out at the time the patch went live, which is no use to anybody, really. Anyway, rant. How are you doing, Wayne? You all right? Just finished downloading it. Nice. Enjoy. Have fun. We are 76% of the way there. That's cool. Well, I wasn't going to do this, but hey, seeing as we just got to wait on this, I'm going to have a Malon. If I don't throw it into a lap. Seeing as, yeah, apparently I have to eat all the Halloween candy. It's a hard life, but, you know, somebody's got to do it. I don't. I'm sure my other half will have a few of them as well. Got a nice bowl and everything for it. I'm not terribly surprised, though. Here we are. I mean, it's not necessarily the nicest, and then people really knock on our door. People we know are coming, and since nobody gave us a heads up, it was fairly unsurprising. That's inconvenient. It had all the information up on Steam saying it was just updating the Outer Worlds 2. It wasn't updating Outer Worlds 2. It was updating the Fallout 76 PTS, which is kind of annoying. You said it was updating the Outer Worlds. It did not. It lied to me. No one around your area goes. Yeah, they do a bit around there, but it's not the nicest area, so I think parents are a bit cautious as to where they take their kids. Don't really blame them. Good news, it's smaller than the update we had last time for the Outer Worlds 2, but bad news, it's bigger than the one for 76 that it just claimed was an Outer Worlds 2 download and wasn't. Damn you, Steam! Now, Steam has this little banner that it puts up with the game's logo and stuff, and it shows you the progress and stuff. It had the Outer Worlds 2 one up, but was apparently downloading Fallout. God, nice. Oh well, what are you going to do, eh? Sit here and watch while bloody progress bar ticks along. I did know there was going to be a Fallout update. I just didn't really want to download it right now. Didn't expect the Outer Worlds one. Let's have a look at the Fallout patch notes because I haven't done that yet. Nothing particularly exciting on the Fallout update from the look of things. Just a bunch of bug fixes. It's great, of course, you want to see it, but fixing things on the PTS is not exactly headline news, you know? New features, yeah, sure, but that's not what's happening here. This is just fixing shit. There's a photo mode fix. For a minute there, I was like, oh, is that what I want to see? No, it is not. Screenshots in photo mode are now color accurate to in-game visuals. I mean, yeah, great, but how about stop the frickin' camera position adjustment jamming up? There's a whole lot of known issues stuff. Not particularly exciting stuff there, though. Oh well. What can you do? Well, the download's ticking along. 2/3 of the way there. The file update is lagging way behind, and I never really understand why. I'm sure there's a reason, but doesn't seem to happen with Fallout though. Which is interesting. Well, not so much anyway. And it claims the update is like 20% done, but the download is over 60% done. Nearly 70%. So, you know, what the fuck's taking so long? Copy a few files over. Definitely a shortcoming in the design, I think, there. How are we doing, morning? Are we alright? Hope we're doing well. We'll be jumping into the game just as soon as the hotfix have sprung on us actually gets there. As I keep complaining about, they didn't bother telling us ahead of time. I don't see any sign of a post about this, actually. Well, there it is, earlier. It was 3 hours ago. Still, not massively helpful. Now, what was that thing I was looking at for? Ah. Yesterday, Grand Theft Auto 6 maker Rockstar Games fired dozens of people, all of whom were involved in union efforts. The British Union calls it blatant and ruthless union busting. Take-Two Interactive says it was due to misconduct. Deeply sus. Got to admit, I'm disinclined to take the corporate line as being remotely accurate. Coming via Bloomberg. Yeah, apparently they're sacking people who are involved in unions. Might want to think twice about whether or not you give your money to Rockstar at the moment. I mean, they're, massive corporations, they're all shitty, but this one is now currently targeting employees, apparently, who are in unions. Love to see that, don't we? Ooh, got some snow. Nice one, Neil. We got torrential rain for about 15 minutes today, and then 5 minutes later it was gloriously sunny. It was strange. Good news is the download is complete. We've just got to wait for it to update the files, which it says is going to take ages. So it's really kind of a farce. Just how fucking long did it take to copy and paste a few files? Well, that long. But it shouldn't. There's seriously something gone wrong with the update process where it takes that long. It's taking longer to copy and paste the files than it is to download the buggers. Something has gone terribly wrong. Weird. I spy my irritated little eye very slow progress bar. There is coming up an update for Fallout 4, which Bethesda announced earlier today. I don't know if they posted anything about it on Sveb site. Don't see anything. They've updated it to say Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition on the website. So yeah, it's Game of the Year edition with some extra creations. You get the creations bundle. Yeah, depending on how... That's interesting. That's actually kind of a helpful graphic. So, Fallout 4 base game in the standard edition. Game of the Year edition has expansions. And then the Anniversary edition has 150 plus creations on top of that. If you've got the standard edition, you can buy the Anniversary edition upgrade, which gets you the expansions and the creations. If you've got the Game of the Year edition, you can get the creations bundle, which will take you up to equivalent level of the Anniversary edition, if you want it. Of course. Big file or a downloading problem? I suspect it's a design issue, to be honest. Doesn't happen with other games, and it's happened twice with this one. But the issues that are being fixed are really quite small, so it's not that. It's not generating shaders. It's just literally patching existing files, and it really shouldn't take as long as it's doing. It's a short list of relatively simple fixes. Relatively, or at least in terms of the size of the change. What I guess they're doing is reissuing entirely... I don't know, I suppose if they're replacing big files, but... It doesn't really track as far as I can tell. I don't know. It doesn't usually happen with most games, this. Doesn't matter what game is. Though a couple have been doing this a bit more recently. There was something else that did have some issues with this. What was it that updated and was a pain in the ass about it? I can't remember. Something else did this recently anyway. What have I played recently that it might have been? I don't know. Maybe I imagined it and it wasn't something else. God knows. Might have been Tainted Grail, to be fair. Could have been that. Possibly. Maybe. Oh well, we'll get there eventually. Probably about time to sign off at this rate. Thing is, the download size is 3 gig. And if I was copying 3 gig from one drive to another, which is what this is doing, outside of this system, it would take me 30 seconds ish. So I don't know what's taking so long here. No, it wouldn't take 30 seconds. It would take a bit longer than 30 seconds, but still. I suspect what it's doing, well, it's either moving things around within an SSD or it's copying them from one SSD to another, so it really shouldn't be taking this long. Something somewhere is cocked up. Very annoying. That's what it is. Could be my PC, but I rather doubt it on this occasion, since I've moved plenty of other big stuff around and do regularly move big files around. And don't have these kind of issues. I moved, created a 7 GB file, copying out of one and going over to the another disk. Recently, it was about 7 point something gigabyte file. Did not take this long. And we're talking about 3 gigabytes here, so something ain't right. Oh well, what can you do? Ay, ay, ay. I don't want much, I just want everything perfect at all times. My definition of perfect, not anybody else's. Yeah, we'll get there. Watch pot and all that. Arcadia is doing well, apparently. It launched yesterday, was it? Good to see. N-ray scanner is a helpful gadget that allows players to see enemies, wires and traps through walls. It also detects invisible threats. When using combat, you gain additional crit chance. Keep an eye out for that. Although I have a feeling it might be slightly annoying to use. Oh dear. Internet is a silly place. Some cool Outer Worlds 2 merch available for those who are into such things. T-shirts and hoodies and the like. Apparently. Mark Hamill's Geppetto for Halloween. Interesting. So I haven't seen this quite as much this year as I have in years gone by, but did see some examples that I do find very weird, and I still find it weird and not entirely okay when people dress up as real living people for Halloween. You know, not sure that's okay, in my view. But, you know, unless that person is, I mean, a character, sure, played by somebody, fine, but when it's like dressing up as somebody as themselves, more or less, and that's just like, now you're kind of being a bit of a dick there, aren't you? Halloween, spoof scary, and you think dressing up as a real person is the right thing to go for, though. It's not. It's not. But, as I say, I've seen a lot less people doing that this year. Unless, of course, you're going for actual satire, in which case I would make an exception, but that's not usually the case. Apparently, Emil Pagliarillo, I can't say his name, never been able to get that one right. Emil from Bethesda has been playing Bloodlines 2, just finished it, said he really enjoyed it. I've heard a mixed bag of reviews. Although most of the criticisms I've heard of it tend to come from people who are complaining it's not like the original. And on the one hand, yeah, they probably shouldn't have marketed it as a sequel. On the other, expecting it to be anything like the original 20 years later with how far games have come and how they've, like, styles have changed over the years is not terribly clever. It was fairly obviously not going to be anything like its predecessor, no matter what the name is. Dress yourself up, don't you? Nice. Alright, have I got a mask in one of these drawers? I think I might have. Or I might put it somewhere else. Nope, the only thing that's scary in there is how untidy those drawers are. How are we doing? Nearly there. Kinda. Fuck's sake. I don't know if it would be much quicker doing this if I wasn't streaming at the same time, but the download's done, so moving stuff around on the hard drive shouldn't make any difference. Not at this stage, but here we are. Very, very annoying. What's on offer at the moment? Anything interesting? Not really. DayZ goes on sale on a regular basis, but it never goes low enough for me to actually want to buy it. I'm curious about the game, but I'm not paying that much to find out whether or not I like it. The price never goes any below about 20 quid. I'm just like, it's too much of a maybe for me to drop that much on it. Well, the probability of me not enjoying the game is just too high for me to do that. Oh, well. Especially given the age of the bloody thing, it seems crazy. Arcadia is only 30 quid. That's surprising. Or 31 quid. That is actually surprising. I should probably tell Steam I already own Cyberpunk, shouldn't I? No, it'll stop suggesting it to me. God of War Do I own that? No, apparently not. Still at 40 quid though. Dispatch. That's something that I've been hearing a bunch about that looks like a rather amusing game. Yeah, not a great deal of interest there. Steam Scream. Discounts, demos and more. Okay, let's see what's on there then. What spooky stuff have they got on sale? Badgers Goes to New Eden. Blacktail down at 5 quid's not bad. Do want to check that out at some point. I'll check out Banishers as well at some point as well, but Thaumaturge, Phasmophobia, meh. Rogue Trader. Hell is Us. Want to play Hell is Us at some point, but my PC's probably not up to snuff on that either. At the moment. Prunus New Dawn's got a little discount on it. Evil Requiem, pre-purchase 60 quid. Well, after the last one, I'm not convinced. Faith is not exactly at an all-time high in the new output at the moment. The remasters have been good, or the remakes rather. But, yeah. The last two Resident Evil games had their strengths, but they also had some weaknesses that were pretty big cock-ups, really. Ah, well. What can you do? That's pretty good going. Resident Evil 4 Remake's sitting on overwhelmingly positive in its review score. And it's on sale at the moment if you do want to check it out. That was a good remake though. How are we doing? So close. Just about to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Just about. Get there eventually. Notifications we're getting over here. Meh. Hello, bucket of Halloween bucket, all the usual orange bucket, pumpkins and witches and stuff on the outside of it, stuffed full of a certain inhaler and a caption saying 1 jet per child, please. Giving out jet to the children for Halloween. Seems about right. Thought you saw the light at the end of the tunnel, but it was just some bastard with a torch bringing you more work. Yeah, it does feel like that, doesn't it? It does feel like that some days. Hmm. Now, where's the colour I used previously? Close. There we are. Tweaking my upcoming games spreadsheet because I haven't done that in a minute. A bunch of things have come out. Ah, well. A few things on there I do want to play. The next big thing that's likely to drop in the early part of next year is probably Celeste 2 for me. As a date. There's a few other things that have sort of, they're coming out next year. But, Celeste 2 is the only one that I know is early next year at the moment. I definitely do want to check that out. Yeah, and look at the settings. What do you need to change? Well, a lot of that depends on what you're playing on. Performance is not amazing. I'd probably drop crowd density down a little bit, just because towns are where the performance is at its worst. Use DLSS or whichever appropriate upscaler you've got. It's definitely worth doing. Make sure you've got a frame rate cap that aligns with where your monitor is, so the game's not trying to push frames that it can't show, because otherwise it's just doing work that you'll never benefit from. Stuff like that. Yeah, that'd be the stuff I'd look at. Otherwise, if you are on PC and you want to improve your performance, well, see how it goes first. But I did that modding video a couple of days ago. Yesterday it was, wasn't it? She'll show you the mod I'm using to improve my performance, and that has made a big difference. Oh, so close now. Just a minute or two to go. I am not best pleased with the amount of time it's taking to frickin' do a 3 gig update. Have to call some competence into question now. Like I say, I am still pissed not to get 24 hours notice on when the update's going out. That means we have to wait an extra day to get it. Fine. Of course, that would mean they have to work on a Saturday, wouldn't it? Well, you know, they could have put the notice out yesterday. Wanted to get these fixes. Most of the fixes in this patch are early game stuff, so they probably wanted to get them done before the weekend because it'll benefit the most number of people. So, yeah, not quite sure how I feel, but not overly impressed with the amount of time this is taking. Why is disk activity suddenly spiked? If that means it's working suddenly faster, why in the fuck wasn't it doing that all along? It's dropping off again now. But we are just about there, 1% left. So one of the other things I did today, I swapped my keyboard out. Finally! I have 2 Fallout keyboards, because I'm quite lucky like that, both from Ducky, that were gifted to me by Bethesda and their partners. One of them is a TKL, one is a full-size one. I was using the full-size one. Well, I mean, I had used the TKL for a while, but ran into some issues that I thought might have something to do with the keyboard. Turns out it didn't. It's just something to do with my computer being a pain in the arse on occasion. But I didn't switch back after I tried the full-size one. And in the last week or two, well, a couple of weeks, I have run into an issue where, for some reason, I'll press D or A to move sideways, especially when moving forwards, and it just doesn't seem to want to do it. And it's not just one game, though. It's happened in a few different games. It's kind of annoying. I don't know if it's a keyboard thing or something else. I don't think it's a game side thing because it's happened in a few different ones. But yeah, it's still annoying. So I finally got myself into gear. I thought I'll try the other keyboard and see if that solves the issue. Haven't had the occasion to test yet, but we'll find out. I'm back to my TKL keyboard, which might give me a bit more room to manoeuvre. Well, no, I was going to say give me more room to manoeuvre if the cat decides to be awkward, but it really won't. As if she either gets right in the way deliberately, in which case keyboard size doesn't make much odds, or she lies on the side where my mouse is. So there is that. She's not actually up here at the moment. Decided to sit in my partner's lap today, which is unusual. Not normally enough space for her, but she kind of climb up and snuggle down there this afternoon. She was quite happy about that. Well, they both were. It was very cute. Ah. What the heck's going on? My headphones have just switched off because this is taking so pissing long. And now they don't seem to want to turn back on again. Oh, off, 1000%. Well, apparently you can barely tell the difference if you have it on, even if you got the hardware to support ray tracing. It's rarely worth using ray tracing in my experience. Mind you, my hardware is not up to it anyway. Never really was. I've got a 2080 Ti, so it's kind of early days of having ray tracing on graphics cards, but yeah. Even back then, it was just not worth it. I mean, you try it if you like. Apparently the performance difference is not massive, but neither is the visual difference, so it is what it is. What I heard was that the performance difference was a handful of frames, which is, in the grand scheme, not very much, especially for ray tracing, but at the same time, if you are kind of pinching for as many frames as you can get, then it's a bigger impact. But to be honest, nothing's improved my performance anywhere near as much as the mod did. I wonder whether or not I could tweak some other stuff, push that higher and still get decent frames with the mod on. On the plus side, the mod won't be affected by the update because of what it does and the way it works. So that's something. Yeah, I forgot to include the mods in the description, didn't I? Oh well. Let's put a note about that, because I've got a couple of things to tend to... Well, actually, I've done one of them, so that can go away. Yep. Here is a note. Come on, nearly there. You can do it. That side. Yay! Maybe I spoke too soon. Progress bar. Full. Stopped moving. Still doing the thing, though. If you didn't already know progress bars were bullshit...
About the rim.
Have fun.
It's not supposed to gobble up Arcadia for years, and I'm sure something else will kill you way before then.
Seems likely. Have I played any since last night? No, I haven't. We'll get there eventually, only an hour late. Grr. Oh, hey, actually, knew what the tooltip knew what button I had the torch bound to then. Better not be crashing. We put an update out that takes an hour to fucking download and install, mostly the install part. And then the game starts crashing when it didn't before. I would be fucking pissed. Right, so first thing we were going to do was take Niles to meet Zibelon, the doctor who patched him up after the incident at Horizon Point. He's back, he says, just as the cat walks in. She's had her dinner and decided to come up here. Nice. Played a bunch of Fallout today because still had dailies and weeklies to do, and we're now on double score, so use the opportunity. Perfect goods. Niles.
Howdy, Zeb. You look well.
Zibelon Tran. Interesting outfit.
Has my mind been set upon my shadows? I thought you dead.
Can't imagine why you think that. I've only been gone 4 years.
Oh, back from your little saunter then, are you? Head all cleared? I must say you took quite the perambulation. I hope you didn't wear out your rotation adapters.
What? And understand that Niles introduced me to your friends. His rotation adapters are fine. Your attitude could use some work though. Niles, you tell me you didn't tell me you thought you were dead. We don't have time for this. Let's go. You didn't tell me he thought you were dead.
I didn't know. Didn't realize you would.
What else was I to think? You disappeared. Sent no word. Death was the best I could have hoped for you, given the alternatives. Let's not mince words. You ran from the cause. I stayed, and suffered for it.
Hey, he did tell us about
turn
that.
up with this stranger. And who precisely are you? Another Earth Directorate cast-off?
More or less, yeah. If I was, would that make you more or less willing to trust me? Who I am depends on how you treat me, so tread lightly. Kind of tempting with my renegade background. But he's generally trying to make the world a better place for, or the colony a better place for its citizens, so Yeah, I was his commander back in the day, briefly.
So you're the one responsible for the severity of Niall's injuries. You ordered him to remain behind on a fruitless recovery effort.
Actually, no. What did I do? Yeah, actually I did, to be fair. Yeah, I did do that. Told him to stay back and, well, yeah, he was, I told him to save himself originally, and he took that as a, well, I told him to screw the mission and get back to the ship for medical care. And he took that as leave the team, rest of your team members to die and go back, which was not what I said at all. So when I ran through it again with a different character, I made the other choice, which was you're not dead yet, so don't leave your friends behind. So yeah, which was yeah, the approach that Niles responded better to. He still had two working limbs. With respect, you weren't there. That's not going to be the one. I'm not going. The with respect is out already. Regret the choice now, but in the moment was trying to save everybody. I don't like his tone.
I never did perfect my bedside manner. So, you are keeping company these days.
Be a
Just
problem
not
when I rip
mine.
your jaw off. Working together to save Arcadia, a cause I assume you could support. Wonder why, you're kind of an ass. You're smart because he's better, cooler friends now. I think it was a mistake to come here. We're working together to save Arcadia, a cause I assume you'd support.
That would depend on what vision you have for Arcadia's future. Everyone seems to think they alone know what's best for this colony.
I do.
Look, I'm not just here to gas you up with empty apologies. I want to set things right between us.
Oh, now you want to help. Where were you when the war happened? Or when I was being carted off to mental refreshment? Where were
Doesn't
you?
look like it's stuck.
I actually needed you.
Let Niles respond. You've been a little ungenerous. He had his reasons for staying away. Yeah, we know he did. He was one thing to help out while it doesn't conflict with the orders he was acting under, but unfortunately, he was like, you got to do all this stuff. It's like, no, definitely way too high profile for what he needed to be doing. It's a good point. Why didn't you go and help him? We already know the answer to that. Could be worse. He could have left you floating in the space for a decade. Tempting. Real tempting, because he's not done that hot for the people around him, Niles. Left me floating in space and then ditched this guy, admittedly on orders, but or rather because what he wanted was conflicting with his orders. I think I'm going to let Niles respond to this one.
I know I let you down before, but give me a chance to earn back your trust. There must be something I can lend you a hand with. I know you haven't given up the fight.
I haven't the time to patch your bleeding conscience, Niles. I'm in a situation that demands my full attention.
It's Baines. My team's been caught. Pharaoh and March are dead. Protectorate are holding the rest for interrogation. A ship is inbound to take us off-world, to the consul himself. I barely managed to evade capture. Damn it! It looks like the data went through, but there's something wrong with the connection. The cipher isn't transmitting.
Found her! You there! Step away from that terminal at once!
Audra? Fuck! It's all coming apart.
What was that about? Ooh, somebody's in trouble. Maybe you'd like to rethink Niles' offers or help. Yeah, I'm not just going to jump in. What was that about?
That was one of my operatives. I organized a mission to infiltrate the Vox to acquire valuable intelligence. But obviously, something's gone wrong. Without that cipher, the intelligence is worthless. But I'm more concerned about my people at the moment. If you're sincere in your desire to help, prove it. Rescue my friends before that ship departs with them on board.
Well, we are going there
Please.
anyway. I mean, if Nazar, what was the info they passed along? If they reach the consul, they most likely expose you under torture, won't they? Yeah. We have enough problems with the Protectorate. Deal with this yourself. What's the info they passed along?
It has to do with the location of a vault, rumored to house the Protectorate's greatest technological advancements, including its skip drive
Really?
designs. That's all I'll say for now.
That would actually be helpful to our mission then. I mean, if Niles as well, Niles doesn't really get a say in this one. Get the fuck in there and do as you're told. It's going to be the case here, because if that vault has, if This information might lead us to the basis of our initial mission for coming here, so...
I am. Without question.
Okay. If they're sending a
If they
ship,
do anything
that
without
means my
question,
people are
dude.
being held on the Vox's landing pad. Use my call sign so they'll know you for an ally. I'm certain Niles remembers it. And do exercise discretion, as well as caution. The guards at the Vox won't hesitate to fire upon you, should you be discovered.
Not to worry. This is exactly the sort of thing we're trained to handle.
Yes, but the uniform doesn't stop bullets, as I'm sure you recall.
Good thing we know a doctor then.
Okay. Wait for the response there, Niles. Haven't found a way to reach the Vox station yet, so it might take a while. I have some questions before I go. I'll be quick.
I'll answer what I can.
How did the Protectorate Doctor end up turning Rebel Fighter?
If you must know, it was my sister. A neighbor reported her for some misconduct, and she was taken to be refreshed. I never heard what her alleged crime was meant to be. The woman who returned was nigh unrecognizable. The injustice of it rattled me.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And once I began to look into what had happened, the more discomfort I felt. Then I met Niles. He told me the truth about other colonies. Made Arcadia feel so... small. Claustrophobic. Repressive. And my smoldering
The last
resentment
bit's
became
true.
a full conflagration.
What about your stint in mental refreshment?
Stop there. I know what you would ask, but I've done my best to put that unpleasant experience behind me. Please respect my wish to avoid reopening closed wounds.
Tell me about people else, the other people around here.
Crabbles? They keep people away who might otherwise stumble into my operation here. I feel kindly toward them.
I can't imagine the feeling's mutual.
Animals can sometimes prove more compassionate than their more evolved counterparts.
True enough.
I afford the Crabbles their space, and they afford me mine.
They're a little bit dead now, though. Tell me about... No, I meant Westport.
Of course. Hogarth and his unfortunate charges would be top of mind if you've explored the nearby settlement. I sympathize with the plight of those in Westport. They want nothing to do with me, of course, or anyone outside the Sovereign's grace, which has been to my benefit. I do believe that one day, the truth of the Protector's iniquity will be too obvious to ignore. But for now, not even a crowbar could pry open all those shut eyes.
That didn't really line up with my experience up top, actually. Because seemed like... What's his name? Shopkeeper clothing. Hogarth was well aware of the shortcomings of the Protectorate and was inclined to keep his people safe from the consequences of that. Or trying to, anyway.
Do you always put your hands on other people's things?
Yep. I was tempted to make a really inappropriate comment to follow that one up with, but I'm not going to. Right. So. That one's getting a pin in it. So I've got the access credentials to get in there. That's cool. Cool. Yeah, the next thing we need to do is head to the automatic repair center, which we'll head down the road from there towards. Actually, oh, I've got some nice daytime. Let's do something else first, don't I? Same result either way. That's fine. My head's itching. Bodies are flopping around. This guy still hasn't regained his nerve after he was attacked by his crazy colleagues. Drug-addled colleagues. And his choice. Couple of possibilities for some good pictures up this way. Not there, which I was kind of hoping might get a different result, but okay. There's the Vox relay. That's the bridge, I guess. Yeah, it's there now, isn't it? Renegade, brilliant. Something lockpick. I'm guessing thinking is not the quite thing you were going for. Gun lockpick. It's pretty close to what I'm playing here, actually, right? Pretty damn close. My other character is a professor, and I went professor, brilliant, and I also took innovative in both cases, I think. Brilliant and innovative in both cases, actually. Actually, I think I took the same skills either way, but I went with the professor background on the other one. Didn't take lockpick on the other one, actually. I took guns in both cases.
Must be at least a few useful parts in here.
So here we go.
Like everything else.
On towards the facility. Encounter with the Crabble didn't go so well for whoever that was. There we go, Euphoria Coast Automech Repair. And here, gun speech lockpick. Okay, yeah, that's what I went for on this one.
Who goes there?
Interesting snipers. Interesting uniforms. Drop the lot and give them to me.
By orders of Marshal Donaldson, no one comes or goes to the Automech Repair Center without approval. What's your business here?
Show pass, step aside, don't approve to enter. Live Protectorate sent me to repair damage from the latest attack. What is this place anyway? Step aside and approve to enter.
Now you've done it. Slowing down a ranking Protectorate official is worth 10, 20 demerits if you're lucky.
All right, let's not lose our heads over a simple misunderstanding. You're free to pass. Marshal Donaldson likes to greet new arrivals personally. We'll let him know you're inbound, so no one shoots on sight. Oh, and fair warning, watch out for xeranium gas. We sprung a leak.
That would explain the toxic cloud billowing overhead.
How observant of you. One more thing. Don't cause any trouble around these parts. Donaldson runs a tight ship and has zero tolerance for lawbreakers.
How do you feel about people who rummage through your storage containers in search of lootables? Not good from the look of it. Trooper, Vindicator. Like something didn't go very well there. It's up that tower, but we'll have a look in a minute. Been hiding around the back there. Okay. Subdivisor Dimitri Cantwell.
Did the authorities send you? Did my torrent of messages finally convince them of the vast crab-like dangers near at hand? What a relief. In here I thought myself dismissed as a loon.
You sound like a loon. If you expect me to stand here and listen to you ramble on, I'll need payment up front. Slow down, what are you babbling about? No one sent me passing through. Avoid eye contact and back away slowly. Well, I've got the speech. If you want me to stand here and listen to you ramble on, I'll need payment up front.
Ah, good. A captive audience. Money well spent. You must have spied those nefarious crabbles, roiling, rippling, bubbling, and churning out in the water. No one at the facility believes me, but I've seen it with my own eyes. Crabble numbers have swelled as they gather to defy us. A consortium, nay, an army.
I think he might be nuts. Yeah, he might have a legitimate cause for alarm. Thank you, friend. Crabbles seem fine to me, like crabs, but more. Any one of us could be a crabble in disguise. Tempting. If they're just normal animals, why? And you're just losing your mind. Oh, that is so tempting.
Oh, you're right. I could be a secret crabble and not even know it. Crabbles are the bane of Arcadia. Strong, intelligent, and superior to us in every way.
I've heard enough about crabbles for one lifetime. Time to scuttle away. They're just giant crabs. You need to take it down a notch. Thank you for the warning. I'll take the threat seriously. Okay, we'll take the threat seriously. See if there's anything we can get out of this.
You actually believe me? No, stranger.
Nope.
Thank you. With your confidence and support, I believe the crabble threat can and will be defeated. Remain strong, and together we will outlast the crabble.
Anything about automatic parts? Vigilant and Westport needs them.
Don't trouble me with automechanical matters. That life is behind me. Ask the quartermaster at the repair facility, assuming she hasn't been devoured by crabbles.
How is your crabble problem?
Even better, I think. The crabbles have seemed less menacing of late. Maybe our resolve has worn down their warlike spirit. Or maybe they're just biding their time.
Nuttier than squirrel poop.
matters is getting these automechs to the Vox relay station.
But Marshal, we must adhere to decontamination procedures.
Chief Mechanist Woodrow Contas, Marshal Donaldson, who has some pretty sick armor. Quartermaster Automech, Quartermaster Hazel Chapman.
I'm glad that spectacle didn't scare you off. Between the recent attacks and the gas leak, you find us on the razor's edge between reason and panic. Anyway, if you have hands and a will to lend them, I won't turn away help. This gas leak of ours has proven inexhaustible, patient, and insidious. Zeranium is hardly my area of expertise, but it falls to me to find a solution, lest I follow my predecessors to their untimely fate.
Good luck with that. Don't make it my problem. What happened to your predecessors? I'm not a special Zeranium specialist either, but I'll do what I can for a price. What happened to your predecessors?
What happens to any member of the Protectorate who falls short of fulfilling their lifelong oaths of service? Execution for the unworthy, and mental refreshment for the salvageable and the stalwart. Dereliction of duty is a heavy offense, and no lesser sentence will fit the crime. I hold myself to the highest standard, but this Zeranium leak, it threatens all that I hold dear.
Yes, I'll do what I can for a price.
Speak with Delphinia Bryant. She needs all the support she can get, and I'll spare no resources on this particular problem. Her invention, once operational, will provide you a shield from the worst of the Zeranium. Her workshop is just past our clinic. Once you have the shield, see me about the leak. I'll give you all the details.
Any idea what caused it?
What else would disrupt the harmony of our perfect system? Auntie's choice, of course. A chance shot hit the wrong pipe early into their assault. Zeranium wreaks havoc on automechanicals. Every combat-ready mech in the repair hangar was overcharged and beset with behavioral problems. Further damage soon occurred.
Suppose you didn't stop the gas leak then and there.
Had I the resources, I would have sent wave after wave of engineers into the facility until one of them flipped the correct switch. Alas, the tragedy unfolded before my time here, and resources were slim.
How's the situation around here?
The situation is deteriorating rapidly, and I need that gas leak fixed. Otherwise, my automechs might as well be paperweights. While I trust that Brigadier Montelli has everything well in hand, that assurance does not alleviate the grim tidings felt in the pit of my bowels. Loyalty and instinct
It's probably the curry, yeah.
I'm a protectorate man, after all. So why should I be ill at ease, despite our stalwart chain of command and dependable kin at the helm? No matter. My unease is nothing when measured against the strength of the Protectorate.
How doing, Shenanigans? You alright? Enjoying the game? Yeah. It is good thus far. A couple of issues here and there, but enjoying it on the whole.
This facility's purpose is the maintenance of automechanicals. When the war kicked off, it became a military asset, and I am its second steward. The old staff should have laid down their lives to repel Auntie's choice. For their failure of loyalty and grit, they were punished, and rightly so. Now, their burden is mine, but I won't allow my unit to suffer the same fate.
You do some mech parts.
See our acting quartermaster, Hazel. She'll know where the parts are and attend to the transaction.
Excellent. Alright. I need permission to loot the living crap out of your place, dude. Hazel Chapman.
Oh, unfamiliar clientele. I was just lamenting the lack of new faces around here since supplies stopped arriving. And then you walk in. Name's Hazel. I'm sort of the acting quartermaster around these parts.
Sort of.
Need any supplies? Talk to my friend the quartermech here.
Quartermech. Well, that kind of works. And if I go and stand around the rear of this particular unit, would that make me a quarterback? And what about for some around? No, wait, that joke's going to go way too far off the deep end. Let's not go there. Looking for some parts to reprogram combat mechs. Take it something happened to the old quartermaster?
Passed during the attack. Got his face melted clean off by this weird goo. And he was one of the lucky ones. Excuse the mess, by the way. Auntie gave us a pummeling a few weeks back. The old wardens paid the price. Where their courage faltered, a little mental refreshment should do just the trick.
Yeah. Yeah, not perfect, but decent. Hopefully they'll be able to fix a few of the problems that are out there. They've put a couple of patches out already, which is a good start. Do wish they'd actually tell us, a day in advance, rather than just going, here you go! Great, thanks. Bring that shit on us, why don't you? But, yeah. Still better than no patches, so there's that. Rather brutal judgment before we go. However, never underestimate the capabilities of a smooth, untroubled mind. Nice to meet you, Abigail. Bit of a brutal judgment.
This is the Protectorate, after all, where perfection is achieved through discipline, not mercy. Now what'll it be?
The fall of your society. Can I buy supplies from you?
Aw, I really need someone else to test this thing. Tell you what, if you give it a go and have any trouble, I'll be happy to get you sorted.
Greetings, potential customer. State your business.
See what you got for sale.
All wares should be perfectly visible already.
Sorry, it tends to take things too literally. Maybe try phrasing the request differently.
Lull detected. Conversational status uncomfortable.
Please just I wish to pursue what you have for sale. No, please just let me buy stuff.
Current inventory indicates 0. Copies of item designated stuff. Transaction halted.
I see. It's mislabeling stuff as a specific request. I'll have to add additional linguistic support for collective nouns. Look, for now, just use the phrase initiate commerce. It's what I used during the initial testing.
Initiate commerce.
Initiating commerce.
Right, that's a good place to start. What have you got? Xironator. So is it also pistol? I believe. Preliminary tests that only 4% of users experience second-hand organ liquefaction. Uranium infused fires uranium rounds that cause target to take progressively more damage than the weapon. Can also fire longer in TTD. Also, mechanicals will take no damage and instead become overcharged, gaining speed and power. That's less good. Subscription key, hover drone, pet for your ship. Oh, cool. Altered uniform. Feeding rifle, micro reflex sight. Okay. How much is that? $2,000. That's more than I really want to drop. I'll think about that. I am going to buy both of those, though. Hover drone. How much is that? $850. Kind of a lot. Yeah, why not? Yeah, I think I said I could only have one ship pet at a time, didn't I? I'll have to check that. Visit ship to interact with the pet feeder to select any ship pet you've collected. The wander around the area can be a pet for mutual enjoyment. You can acquire multiple pets, only one active at a time. Okay, that's fair enough. So pistols, shotguns, and marksman rifles, isn't it? Yeah, I don't think it's really worth investing in that right now. I think that's really what I want.
Ambient Xuranium levels are higher than average, but within acceptable ranges. State your business. Initiating commerce.
Doesn't seem to have what I need, though.
All right, I admit it. The quartermech still needs work, but perfection requires iteration, as the Marshal says. While he's under construction, come to me for any supplies you might need.
Buy some supplies from her.
Glad to oblige.
So she's got what I need. Well, she's got more mag picks, so that's great. Otherwise, basically as we were, isn't it?
Howdy there.
Pass the reprogram combat
You'd
mechs.
think that a fully stocked auto-mechanical repair center would have automech parts, and 9 times out of 10 you'd be spot on. Trouble is, a bunch of supplies went missing recently, right around the time the quartermech completed a routine inventory.
Really? Where was Quartermech working at the
You're
time?
not implying the quartermech is somehow responsible, are you? I'd hate for the big guy to get in trouble.
If he didn't get into trouble, she probably will. Has to consider the possibility Ultimate cannot be held accountable for the folly of mankind. Hey, I can just chat some extra cash out of her. I'm okay with that. I'll ignore any crimes I uncover. Yeah, I have no particular interest in the justice system of Protectorate, other than not running foul of it.
Fair's fair. Better to pay now than lose my favorite quartermech later. Delphinia's lab would be the place to search. We use it for storage, and our records indicate the supplies were present and accounted for.
Standard Earth Directorate protocol calls for a thorough grid search of the premises, Commander. Those parts are bound to turn up somewhere.
Are you acquainted with Delphinia? She's a scientist on loan from the Vox Relay, helping with the Zeranium leak and all.
Haven't met. Sounds like I ought to fix that. Could you take the parts? I'll check with her first. Could you take the parts?
Delphinia? No. I doubt she stole what I would have given her freely. Best of luck in your search. Let me know if I can be of assistance.
Unless she's a kleptomaniac, or not what she seems in some other way.
See you soon, I hope.
Our projector seems busted. Right. So, obtain gadget from experimental obtain experimental shield gadget from Delphinia. Need to find a way to sabotage the main automatic facility, yeah. For Auntie's choice, in order to get help from them to get across the bridge. There's a couple of options. Mind you, I don't think it's a bad idea to sabotage this place in general. It'll be to the advantage of Auntie's choice, but we'll sabotage them in some other way if we get the chance later. Which I will need to do, because this will probably tip the balance of power the wrong way. And I want them both weak. Either way, I need to go to the same place, so... Chief Mechanist Woodrow Contas.
Give me a sec. Almost done with this work list. Another sealant failure, amplifier requisition, and 2 more cases of Zeranium exposure. We're a mite bit busy these days.
Earlier, was that you arguing with the local marshal?
I'm afraid so, and you were wise not to get involved. The Marshal is under a lot of pressure to deliver automechs to the Vox Relay Station, but I'm responsible for their quality control. If even a single automech steps out of line, it will be the end of me.
So blame the Zeranium gas. Sounds like damage is already done. What's the worst get up?
Zeranium corrupted automechs open fire on Protectorate soldiers, and I end up in the darkest bowels of mental refreshment.
Could do you good. Cleansing. Wouldn't want that, would we? Wouldn't want that, would we?
No, we wouldn't. The Marshal is a good man, but he values speed while I value accuracy. Neither of us is wrong, but in this case, we both can't be right.
That would be can't both be right, not the other way around. Can't both, not both can't. It's both can't implies that you are both wrong. Looking forward to make parts. Any idea of the week? Where can I buy supplies?
You want to see the quartermaster. She's right next to the gate you entered through. Under the marshal's office, she'll only be able to sell you our surplus, but you might find some of it useful.
Alright. Gardener.
Consider finding a human companion if you seek conversation.
Outsider?
Ooh, mods. Reinforced barrel increases range whilst reducing recoil. Converts damage type to frost. Don't think I'd want to do that. Accelerated burst, 3-round burst, increased crit chance, reduced ammo costs. It's not unappealing. Wouldn't be a bad idea. Sort of tracing unit, charged burst. Plasma barrel, shock barrel, explosive rounds. So I want to have a look at this. What we got? So there's a barrel and an add-on. That's not helpful. So I'm going to go for that. That's quite expensive, but I think it'll be good to have. And I don't know if this counts for an add-on or not. I'm going to give it a go anyway. I would need a workbench to fix that though, wouldn't I? And if there's going to be one, this looks like the place it would be. Yep, there is one. Told you. Oh, it can do both. Nice. Cool, so biomass pistols just got better. Increased range, reduced recoil, and reduced ammo cost. Definitely nice. What else I have equipped? Like a different pistol. But the designated revolver does 62 and extra range, but I can't add anything to it because it's already got. It's already tricked out. Okay. I think I'm fine with that. Cool. I'll probably get caught trying to mag pick my way in there. We got a doctor over here, apparently.
What brings you to
Might
this?
be wise to give that large gas cloud a wide berth. Don't think there's anything to gain by getting near it.
What about you? Uranium poisoning. Only a mild case, but the doctors are withholding treatment to study my symptoms.
Sovereign's mercy. How do you feel?
Downright privileged is how I feel. Sick with pride, nauseous with courage, and chronically fatigued with honor.
Withholding treatment to see what happens. Great fucking doctors. Where's this doctor and how many times am I going to have to kick him in the bollocks to make him do his job? Oh, it's a her. That's going to make kicking him in the bollocks a bit more difficult. So I think it's a her. Yep, looks like.
Yes. Let's have a look at you. No signs of uranium exposure. Or anything else novel or interesting, apparently. Another humdrum workaday ailment, no doubt. Nothing requiring my vast expertise, surely.
And ultimate parts, mentions uranium. Tell me about uranium.
Gladly. I've rather dedicated my life to
That explains a
researching
lot.
its unique form of matter. What would you like to know?
What is it?
Xeranium is a crystal. Even in its raw form, it generates energy. But once refined and stored in a quasi-gaseous state, its output increases exponentially.
Output of
Xeranium
what?
is found in a liquid state as well, but it's far too hazardous and inefficient for our needs. Refined xeranium is used to power nearly all major Protectorate technology. It's an amazingly efficient power source. However, it's also highly unstable and must be mined exceedingly carefully. Even minor bumps or jolts can cause xeranium crystals to explode. Xeranium in its default crystalline state poses two risks. First, it's extremely volatile, exploding with an immense burst of energy if upset in any way. Second, xeranium crystals produce a small amount of gas, which we think helps stabilize its crystalline lattice, but that's just a theory. In this gaseous state, xeranium is quite hazardous, breaking down organic matter through a mechanism we still don't quite understand.
So that explains why she's withholding treatment. How long could someone survive in a cloud of xeranium gas?
The concentration of the gas is a critical factor. A person could remain in a light haze for several minutes, whereas a dense cloud can kill near instantly. Anyhow, I could talk about this all day if I let myself. Hope I haven't bored you unduly. Was there anything else I could help you with? Total avoidance is best, but try to get out of the xeranium as quickly as you can if exposure becomes necessary. Come to think of it, there may be some exciting new breakthroughs in the near future. Our visiting scientist next door is working on a device that shields the user from xeranium's effects, though she was having a spot of trouble last I heard.
Stay true, outsider. Stay true, outsider. Stay true, outsider.
Outsider?
How's it going, Cal? So that's where the problems are, over that side. Obviously. I was going to try and help that person, but they're not willing to chat. It's going to make that a tad more complicated. Search Stealthy's lab for the Ultimac parts. We've got an update on that. Okay. Experimental log X94 managed to consolidate the waveform down to the point where it can be generated by a handheld device, but I need something to project a field using it. One enterprising fellow suggested the catalytic amplifiers used in Dragoon Automax might serve, and the idea has merit. I'll speak to the marshal about it in the morning. Note to self, one of the auto mechanicals wandered into my lab, picked off a crate of supplies and couldn't decide where to set them down again, and just gave it up. Later I felt a vibration so hard the dust shook down from the ceiling. Must keep an eye on their behaviour. Hey, while we're here. Dense xeranium. Concentrated xeranium is most commonly found in industrial settings, regulated, and in the aftermath of warfare, hazardous. Protective equipment is required for closer inspection. However, protective equipment is still hypothetical and pending invention. ETA unknown. Right.
Oh, yes, I adore interruptions. I was just saying, what's best for stoking the spark of invention? Regular disruptions to one's train of thought. Now, what is it you want?
Give you a slap for being a mouthy cow. One out, Cal. Stuff just getting on you. A little tired today, but not quite as bad as I... Yeah, could have been worse. We do need to catch up a little bit. Stayed up a bit later than I should have done really last night. Still, worth it. Looking for automatic supplies. The quartermac misplaced. You must be the scientist Marshall mentioned working on a shield device. Introduce yourself. Didn't mean to bother you. Looking for supplies. The quartermac misplaced.
Now that you mention it, there was one particularly insistent little mech who kept trying to put all manner of bric-a-brac in here. After several firm remonstrations, I told it the interior of this building is off limits while I am working here. Didn't see that peculiar little scamp again after that.
Right. That's not very helpful. You must be the scientist the Marshal mentioned, working on a shield device?
Our good Marshal sent you, did he? Well, unfortunately, the device is taking longer than expected.
No, it's not what you want to hear in this fashy society. Well, technically they're extreme communalism, but still also fascist at the same time. Yeah. No, they're more like a fascist dictatorship masquerading as a benevolent communal society, really, aren't they? Why is that taking so long, then? Tell me more about this device first.
Oh, we'll get to that presently. Now tell me, are you familiar with Zeranium gas?
Yes. You mean the clouds of fumes hanging outside?
One and the same. That building took the brunt of the damage during a recent attack, and now it's spewing valuable Zeranium all over the place. I could speak at length about Zeranium's many captivating intrinsic qualities,
I'm a bit nuts here.
but suffice it to say, in its gaseous state, it's rather deadly. So what am I endeavoring to create? A protective device that shields its wearer from Zeranium's remarkably unsavory effects, as well as other forms of harm.
Sounds great. How's that going?
Quite splendidly, if I do say so myself. The principal function of the device is confirmed operational. I merely need to work out some minor implementation concerns.
It doesn't
While
work.
I'm occupied with inventing this shield gadget, I also find myself in need of assistance regarding its key components.
I'll help.
Good, good, wonderful. As an added incentive, I'll allow you to keep one of the prototypes once the work is finished, so you be sure to give it your all. Now here, you'll need this apparatus. It's for collecting stray Zeranium effluvium. Gas, that is. My supply is running low from all the iterative testing I've been performing. Merely activate the device once it's inside a Zeranium cloud, the one around the main hangar specifically. Try to avoid any fields of dense Zeranium, or death is all but assured. Any questions?
Yeah, you got a really long stick that I can use to do this with. Maybe I'll just... No, I just can't stick it on Val because Zeranium makes robots go crazy, doesn't it? Yeah, you got a really long stick with like a grabber on the end of it that I can use to do this so I don't have to go in there. Does the gas need to be from the hangar? Why wouldn't any Zeranium gas do?
Normally, yes, but on the off chance that environmental exposure has altered the gas here in any way, I'll want to work with local samples. Ideally, the resulting shielding will protect against any gas, but since it's of utmost importance that it work on the gas here, I'll be calibrating against that.
So this is dangerous. I'm in danger.
Well, of course, obviously. To that end, I'd suggest choosing a cloud of lesser density for your collection efforts. Lower chance of near-instant death that way. If you suffer prolonged exposure, assuming you survive, see our local medical officer next door. She is highly preoccupied by the treatment of Zeranium-related maladies. I believe that covers all the necessary education for this particular assignment. Oh, so exhilarating to have a new subordinate. I look forward to thoroughly scrutinizing your work. Now, shoo-shoo! Off with you now! Gather those samples! Shoo!
That's the kind of boss who gets themselves accidentally bonked on the back of the head with a heavy object. Right. Did she have it? Was there an auto dock in here? Or was it elsewhere? Yeah, it was in here. Okay. Feeling I might need that in a bit. Protectorate Dragoon. How do I use the thing she gave me? Keep a store clothing, yeah. Assume it's here.
Not sure we should get any closer.
Yeah, not sure how to use this.
Outer chassis sealant test number 14 is confirmed a failure. Uranium exposure rate appears to be unaffected. Test model displayed standard overload.
Dangerous hazard, Panther Arcadia. Powering the Protectorate's auto standing poison in it poisons you, lowering your maximum toxicity. Too much uranium poisoning can prove fatal. This is a Doctor auto deck to remove. Some are denser than others, and the rate increasing the rate of poisoning that is acquired. Healing exposure. Yeah, we got that.
Became atypically aggressive. Forced to terminate test model. Test model in self-defense.
So that killed me then. Yes. I don't seem to have a means to use this thing. It's like, it works when you... have it inside of Zeranium, but it doesn't seem to be doing anything for me. Here, this is a grenade type, is it? No.
Prudence dictates we cherish all we have. Defend it.
First the attack, then the Zeranium. At this rate, we're never
Outer
getting
chassis
caught up.
sealant test number 14 is confirmed a failure. Uranium.
Go ahead and assume that didn't work, but we'll find out.
My little minion. I trust you've made progress in your tasks? Until a more...
I object to being described as a minion. Yellow. Right. So this is not very, very helpful then. Doesn't seem to have done anything. God damn it. Assume I've got to wait for it to recharge, but... Fix me up, Doc, and do it free.
Ah, run into trouble? No, don't answer. The indications are all too clear. Your symptoms are fairly pronounced, but over the course of my research, I have seen worse. If you'd indulge me, I have a few questions I'd like to ask for medical posterity. And
She's getting very close to being shot. Not really necessary, I just need to be treated.
I'm afraid I require more information before I can render treatment. That will ensure you get the care you need, and it will only cost your time.
Get to it.
First question. Can you describe the conditions in which you were exposed to the Zeranium?
Entered the the large building on the far side of the facility.
It's a wonder you're still upright. The emanations outside that building are thick enough to be a death sentence. The Marshal's at his wit's end about it.
Any advice on how to get inside?
I'd suggest paying a call to our visiting scientist next door. All right, next question.
Was not helpful.
How are you feeling? For instance, do your bones seem noticeably softer somehow? Have you observed any sterility on your way in? Or aching in your thyroid or spleen?
I feel like something was right. Awful and clammy all over. Yeah.
All classic symptoms of Zeranium exposure. Not that that's a good sign, but at least everything you're experiencing is within expected parameters. As promised, you're due a round of advanced Zeranium therapy of the highest possible quality. Apologies for any severe discomfort you may have experienced in the interim. There. That should do it. Do stop back in if you suffer additional exposure. I would love, be pleased to act as your consulting physician again, should the need arise.
Okay. Well, at least she didn't charge me for the trouble. I still haven't worked out how I'm supposed to do this, though. It's the Marshal. Thought it might be. There's anything else up there, apparently. Maybe there is. I'm a little confused right now. Oh, I see. Definitely not worth it trying to steal any of this at the moment. Top quarter jumpsuit. No. Box relay. Uninitialized keycard. Yoink. Well, if I don't have a couple of them, why not? There's a whole bunch of them. Okay. There's 3. One for me and presumably each of my friends. Wonderful.
Glad to have you back.
Well, I'm none the wiser.
Were you successful? I have tests that can be until a more
So... This is not particularly helpful right now. How do I use that? Said it just needs to be within Zeranium and we'll be good to go. Definitely within the cloud. If I go in there, I'm going to end up dying. Well, seriously ill at least. Icon on there is not very helpful. I assume it's trying to tell me I have Zeranium poisoning, but...
Were you successful? I have tests that can be started immediately until...
I am still no better off. Healing, please.
Ah, you're back. And you've been cavorting with Zeranium again, by the looks of things.
Need some treatment.
There is a nominal cost for treatment to cover essentials. You know where to find me.
That's what happens when you try and charge me for essential services. Especially as they think I'm trying to work for them, and she's trying to charge me for the privilege of getting healed for injuries that I'm sustaining during the course of my work for them. Yes, not having that. Anyway. Dying too often, not dying enough. Change difficulty in the settings menu. Right.
Well, look who it is. What is it that...
Yes, it must be just after she healed me. Right, I cannot for the life of me figure out what the hell I'm supposed to do here. Go stand in a cloud, she said. The journal has absolutely no useful information in it. No, nothing useful at all. The item I was given just says can gather small amounts of Zeranium, offers no protection, use with caution. Okay, great. But it won't gather anything.
I'm not sure we should get any closer.
Oh, okay, there we go. Got it. Alright. That's better.
Were you successful? I have tests that can be started immediately if so.
I've got a sample.
What did I tell you? Perfectly safe. Either that or you tolerate Zeranium poisoning like a champ. Good for you. Should you suffer from any lingering symptoms of contamination, visit the medical center and they'll get you squared away.
You already did that once. Tried to do it a second time. She would have charged me.
The device already generates a field exactly as specified, albeit on a very small scale. Still, progress is progress. What's needed now is something to help extend and shape the field around the user.
Sounds like your invention was nothing but on a theory before I came along.
An invention that works on paper is half the work. The other half is simply a matter of sourcing materials and capable help. I require a component called a catalytic amplifier. You'll be pleased to learn there's one right here at the facility, in the Dragoon that's patrolling just outside.
You don't have one lying around? This is an automatic repair center.
Catalytic amplifiers are a somewhat outdated technology, available only in older model Dragoons. Unfortunately for me, our chief mechanist, Woodrow, wasn't enthusiastic about my proposal to gild his only combat automech. So you may have trouble getting your hands on the catalytic amplifier.
Are there any other eligible catalytic amplifiers around these parts?
Certainly. They're all in the building blocked by Zeranium gas, which is why we're making the device. I trust you see how that's a problem. However, I do recall hearing this facility was originally assigned 2 Dragoons. I'm not sure what happened to the other one, though. It was gone by the time I arrived.
Tell me about this Dragoon.
Dragoons are a mainstay of our military. The design has been in production for decades. I had a model of one when I was young. All children did. You must have seen the large automech patrolling the interior grounds. That is the Dragoon.
What was the chief's problem with your request?
I'm sure he's just being cautious. Should Auntie's choice attack us, we don't want to be caught defenseless.
This is
No
true.
doubt he also seeks to retain an unspoiled automech, since the others are by now riddled with Zeranium poisoning.
If I get you an amplifier, I'll get you an amplifier one way or another.
A flexible mindset should behoove you on this task. Perhaps the chief mechanist will prove more receptive to your request. Failing that, be prepared to exercise creativity if needed. One last thing. The Dragoon must not be harmed. Not only would the amplifier likely be damaged, but we'd both be summarily executed, assuming we survive the firefight that ensued. Well, off you go. Shoo.
Well, that covers that quite effectively, doesn't it?
Yes? She and I have been over this 100 times. Please understand, the original staff of this facility were rounded up and refreshed because they couldn't safeguard a protectorate asset. Why should I follow their example by reducing our sole working Dragoon to a pile of unpatriotic scrap? I can't. I won't. If you're really so desperate, you can track down our second Dragoon. Damn thing wandered up the coast and hasn't been seen since. I'd have sent someone to retrieve it myself, but Dragoons
Now
are
that
stubborn when
works.
their instructions are unclear.
That won't go over well.
Good hunting. Now, if you'll excuse me, there's work to be done.
Sounds like their second Dragoon may have gone a bit crackers. Or just possibly fancied a bowl of crabble chowder. So it worked out not great. That would, yeah, not so great against animals, that one, wasn't it? gun, I think, will be the most useful. Right now, let's do that, I think.
Ready to waste them on your command.
The hip fire is quite fast with the revolver. Faster than aiming, anyway. Automac appears to have suffered grievous injury at the claws and pincers of Crabbles. A small engraving on the armor reads, property of Euphoria Coast Automac Repair Center. Strip 4 parts. Got it. But they said destroying it would not work well as regards actually being able to get the part. That one's been destroyed and we were able to get the part just fine. Just in case I get into a fight with any robots.
Well, any closer to obtaining the catalytic amplifier?
Yarp. Here it is.
Oh, superb. I'm almost tempted to ask how you managed it. But pressing on, just a moment to remove what I need and install it in the prototype. With this gadget, you'll be shielded against more than Zeranium, you know. Damn near everything, as long as it's charged. Now, report to Marshal Donaldson, if you please. He's rather impatient to end this crisis so he can turn his focus back to the war.
I'll let him know as soon as possible.
You do that. Anything to keep him off my back for an hour.
Gas energy deflection apparatus. Gadget grants temporary shield, protecting you from damage and hazards such as uranium. Activating the gadget applies a shield, depleting with damage taken or time spent inside a hazard. After duration or enough damage sustained, a shield will disable automatically. Reactivating the gadget while it's still active resets duration and the amount of shield remaining. Okay. Gadgets. Cool. All right.
Welcome. Howdy there. Glad to hear it. Any progress?
Definitely unlocked the incident where an incident where an automatic got confused and jumped onto the roof.
Interesting. But what
Oh, that's what she meant, did she?
between this behavior and the disappearance of the supplies?
It was carrying them at the time. Not certain yet. Any
I know
ideas?
the supplies can't have gone far. Beyond that, I leave the investigate. Don't be a strict.
Okay, so that was the prompt I needed, that they'd gone back on the roof. So somehow the thing's gotten up there. Now I have thoughts. No! Son of a beeswax. That's the up there, isn't it? All right. There we go. A whole bunch of automechanical stuff up here. There's the replacement parts I needed. Looks like it's been collecting stuff and storing it up here because it didn't know what else to do with it. Possibly because it's supposed to be inside, or it thinks it's supposed to be stored inside, but she won't let the thing store anything in there. Interesting. Load a mech out of order, no obvious sign of what might have caused the damage. Nothing seems significant. Speculate that a metal object of equal or greater weight must have been involved. Jumped on by the automechanical, apparently. Right, so that's that done. Now we've just got to figure out how to blow this place. What was the control for switching between devices? Next gadget T, okay.
Let's couldn't hit the broadside of a freighter. Come at me.
Oops. I may have slightly instructed him to go homicidal. I did not mean to do that. Doesn't give me long, but it gives me a bit of time, apparently. Can't hack. On we go.
I'm cocked and loaded. Just get the signal.
Can't say that was the plan, but apparently I'm not meant to be in here. Hopefully sabotaging the facility will give me a decent amount of time to get out of here before whatever I do goes active. Ah, yes, it looks like it will. Suppose I could just hit QT to full. Works for me. There's be quite a lot of uranium in here. Harmful amount detected in control room. Flow systems seem to be locked until system's been addressed. Seal room and vent gas. Okay, before I do that, there's an auto dock. There's another auto dock. Bar and open. I'm assuming that's going to go outside. Check system status. Flow on conduit 1 and 2 open. Multiple leaks detected. Initiate route flow shutdown. Shutting flow down with either intake still open would result in a pressure build-up, leading to structural ruptures. Fury conduit locations. Northeastern or the central chamber of the building. Access ports located in the upper levels. I don't think I quite understood why it's telling me where those things are. So what I want to know is just how badly I've screwed this up. Not too badly, I don't think, 'cause I don't think... Yeah, I am kind of confused as to what the hell's going on in here, really. Probably won't go well, but... No, did not go the way I wanted it to at all. I'm very confused right now. Going over there is easy. Oh, there's a ladder. That's better. Okay, so I'm up here. Okay, I've got a hunch I know where I went wrong. Manual override is what was required. Jumping down there, I'll break both my legs. Right. Initiate shutdown. Override safety measures perform shutdown. Secondary warning. You're certain this is an improved action. In order to safely shut down the flow, both intakes conduits must be closed. Intakes are currently open. Discard safety and perform shutdown. We have successfully sabotaged it. Again, still not sure why the options exist to go other areas and what's through here and stuff. Here are a whole load of other things you can do. I'm slightly confused. I'm a lot confused, to be honest with you, but... Bum. There's all this stuff to explore up here, and I'm not sure why. Not sure at all what I'm doing up here. I'm very confused. Obviously missed something, but the question is what? This is probably a bad idea. Okay, don't quite know where that goes. We'll have a look in a minute. Really didn't take much doing, did it? Provisions dispenser. Got grenade, short round recipe. I think I already know that one here. Shock rods. Need those. Okay. No trouble for stealing until you get caught, so... No particular reason not to under the circumstances. But... Potential exit there. Right, some side has been successful. Seems like not the way to go. Health isn't actually doing that badly. One area I didn't check up here that I do still want to have a look at. Which is down here. Brain is itching. Right. I think... well, going that way would be bad. So we've got to go back here and return a couple of pieces. Return to Officer Car and get her help in accessing the Vox relay. This is the thing. When I bring down the Vox relay, everything swings very, very aggressively over towards Auntie's Choice. I've just disabled this place, which is definitely benefiting Auntie's Choice. And I've done a lot of other stuff to benefit them as well. I really need to have the Protectorate out a bit to maintain a stalemate here, assuming I'm going to do that. Which does seem like a sensible thing to do given my position. We're going to head to Westport and turn in the mechanical parts. The first line of that wasn't so bad. You are the raw material for perfection.
Literally everything I own is underwater. What do you mean? Everything we have belongs to Darth. We own nothing. But surely the Protectorate will provide anything you need.
Of course they will.
Yeah. White.
Welcome back. Ah, the itinerant stranger returns.
Have the parts you wanted.
That is most excellent. Please, hand them over.
Hope this help get Westport on its feet.
Serious thanks. Now, we had what you outsiders call a deal. I promised you a means past the bridge and a way inside the Vox relay. There is wreckage from a crashed ship traversing most of the expanse. With the right equipment, the path will lead you directly to the Vox relay's main gate. Tell me, do you already have Protectorate jump boots in your possession? That's what I knew them as. The official title is Personal Plasma Thrusters, I suppose.
Yes, I consider them the height of fashion. I do assume I need them to navigate the wreckage, yes?
Correct. At least if you want to emerge safely out the other side. I'll prepare a writ of conscription to allow you entry to the Vox relay. While most would refuse my authorization, the sentry assigned to the gate once lived in Westport. Sentry second-class layman. Show the writ as proof I have conscripted you into my employ. Use it to press service on my behalf, and she will let you in. Once you're inside, there's someone else you should show it to. You do that and say what I tell you. It'd save many lives.
Really? What's that? Do something extra. That's great. What do I get out of it? And here I thought stretch goals were more on brand for Auntie's Choice. Well, I do have the loss of life. So, yeah, I'm not just going to casually kill. You know. It's not so much the abhorring as the generally in favour of trying to help people. What do you need done?
The Vox relay is, to my mind, a time bomb. Brigadier Montelli's lost his way. Now all manner of chaos is raging there. I've heard tell he's even resorted to extra-legal executions. Madness, I tell you. A brigadier doesn't act as judge, jury, and executioner. That's an arbiter's job. And even then, they're enforcing existing Protectorate law.
Right. How did he lose his way?
Why, isn't it obvious? As vigilant, I was his commander, and without my guidance, he was lost. All manner of chaos seems to be the order of the day at the station. Executions done in the service of order are an unfortunate necessity. Done at the whim of an individual, well, that's just one more depravity Antes has wrought upon us.
That's one way of looking at it. Generally, I think he is in favour of trying to do the best by his people, but he's also still a little bit in the company Kool-Aid here. So your own pending execution is a necessity, but Montelli is a bad. Got it.
A true subject of the Protectorate lives and dies by their ideals. There is another who I am sure feels the same way. Marshal Corbin, As with all my subjects, I have been there when he needed me. I trust we can call on him now to do his part. Seek him out at the Vox Relay, conscript him with the writ, and this is important. You must convince him to kill Montelli. Corbin will want to talk him down, to take him into custody, to message superiors outside the facility beforehand. We cannot allow any of that to happen.
Corbin. Corbin? That Corbin? Marshal, he's become a marshal. So, yeah, we wiped. So in the prologue, we initially landed on the landing pad and talked to that guy over the intercom, Corbin, apparently, and he turned off the robots attacking, well, the security at the landing pad for us. Then we went further on and we encountered him just outside the skip labs, and my initial run, I wasn't paying enough attention and I ended up shooting him. But I went back and did it again for several reasons, and that being one of them. And that time I talked to him and I was able to persuade him to let me into the skip labs without activating all the security. Didn't have to kill him, and in exchange for wiping all his demerits, giving him a clean slate. So doing that, it seems, has allowed him to get promotions up to the level of being a marshal. Clearly he survived the exploding of the facility. How he did that, I don't know. I thought it might come back to show up later on down the line. But yeah, it seems we now have to talk him into killing Montelli. So yeah, I remember that guy. Did me a favour once.
You already know the man, and the two of you are in good standing. All the better. If Corbin becomes the highest-ranking officer alive, no one will be able to contradict his accounting of events. The Protectorate execute connivers and schemers. Corbin must appear forced to take down Montelli in the moment. It cannot feel like a plotted coup.
Okay.
Good, good.
I mean, Montelli definitely needs shooting. This guy's only slightly better,
but I trust you to follow your conscience. Farewell now. Promise you'll return here if you can, to check in on my people and see how they fare.
$1 million question is, how exactly, how exactly, what's the person, if he gets executed, what's his replacement going to be like? That was where I was going with that. Sorry, I was distracted then. So yeah, even if his plan succeeds, then and he gets executed, and he seems okay with that, which is insane. But whoever's replaced with probably won't be as good for the people anyway. But again, all of this is ultimately going to shift the balance in favour of Anzi's choice, and I'm not sure that's a good thing. You don't expect this to work, do you?
Oh, I don't doubt your abilities, but the prospects remain exceedingly poor. The facility is exceptionally well guarded, and forces there are the pinnacle of Protectorate training. Even if you succeed, it's only a matter of time before the Arbiter arrives to administer my sentence. Any chances of me avoiding my fate are quite slim, I fear. Farewell now.
Perfection. From the lowliest subject to the most exalted vigilant, we must all fulfill our duty to the Protectorate.
So, Felton Weintraut. This is the guy that the Protectorate guard at the bridge wanted me to bring over, so his cousin, so that she could kill him herself and prove her loyalty, and then I'd be granted access across the bridge. There's like 3 different ways across that we've unlocked at the moment, or about to unlock. I've got 2 so far.
Not take freely from our stocks, as our subjects do. However, I may offer you a limited selection of premium items for moderate respective fees. Initiating
Ooh, that's cool. Emergency start. Big red button. Increase hit crit chance. And will stun Automex. Ooh. There's a 120-second cooldown, which decreases the attack skill. That's nice. Yeah, I'll have that. In which case, I don't need this anymore. Prism sight is the one thing that this won't have, but that's fine, I think. Probably get a sight for that eventually. Did see somewhere that had a sight, although that might have been down at the yeah, that might have been being sold at the Automex spot, so we'll see. If it hasn't got one, I will see if I can't go and buy one in a minute. But for now, let's get rid of that. Shotgun I'll hang on to. Cool. So yeah, we've unlocked 2 ways across, sort of, because we've just been told that there's a way to go that way across, which we kind of knew about, or we know that you can get across here if you can get through the gas, the Zeranium, yeah, Zeranium gas, which we've just unlocked a way to do, which I suspect is what we're going to be told about when we actually get back to Officer Kerr. And then, of course, there is taking this guy, turning this guy in,
Appeared right
which I
out of
don't
the
plan to
ether,
do.
just as I imagine our proud sentinels do. Like, here I am, your innermost thoughts are known to me, and nobody once hears from you again. Caught me reciting passages from a beacon to the cosmos, illustrating my steadfast fidelity. All subjects prosper under the guidance of our beneficent ruler, the Sovereign. That part always hits me directly. To quote my personal log, an essential passage, rightful and true. Charlton Weintrot.
There's a purple stain around your mouth. No need for that. I know your brand loyalty lies with Auntie's Choice. Same. There's a purple stain around your mouth. What is that? My favourite part is part 6, page 6, paragraph 2. How does that go again? I understand you're related to the senior warden at the bridge. I wandered into the wrong area.
Of course. Toodaloo.
Just want to make sure I have saved it.
I was just reminiscing about another treasured passage from our Sovereign's guidebook.
So, yeah. If I mean, I could turn him into his cousin who wants to kill him because she thinks he's in some way betrayed them, I think. I forget what the deal with that was.
Of course. Toodaloo.
Do we have anything to... the warden's indicated a cousin is an Auntie's Choice enthusiast. She requested you find him and send him to the bridge to answer his treachery, yeah.
The Outlander I spoke with before. What brings you back around?
There's something less on there each time I go. There's a purple stain around your mouth. What is that?
Did I? Not again. Oh, this? It's a birthmark, skin condition, both, about which I am rather sensitive, thank you very kindly.
Even someone completely unobservant, that was remarkably unconvincing. Is your job to generate implausible sentiments? If so, you deserve a serious promotion. Yeah, let's go with that one.
Say, you are every bit you seem, yes? Thoroughly on the up and up and in no way a hidden agent? It is
No, of course
widely
not.
known that a sentinel is required to stand revealed before rendering judgment. Why, a plot point about that featured prominently in the latest episode of Red Cloak.
Of course you believe everything on the Aether Wave. I guess it would be stranger if you didn't swallow the propaganda, even if it does take some heavy dramatic license.
Yeah, that's the whole you have to tell me if you're a cop, right? thing. How many teeth do you want to swallow before you admit where you're hiding? I'm no sentinel, you nothing hide from me. Undercover operatives are required to being required to reveal themselves seems unlikely. Yeah. Look, I already know you're a loyal customer of Auntie's Choice. Likewise. Yeah, I could go with that one.
Why, that's wonderful. I'm actually quite relieved a fellow customer like yourself somehow saw through my carefully maintained act. Others in Westport fail to perceive my true nature. I am hardly one of the herd around here. A reference you'll no doubt recognize from those keen Auntie's Choice commercials.
I'm unfamiliar with them, yet I remain intrigued. Of course, the advertisements for Purpleberry Crunch are especially stirring. Like, sure, the ads for not some woolly cow cola are particularly riveting. Never heard of them. The advertisements for Purpleberry Crunch. No, let's go with the lie, actually, because speech check means I'll probably get away with it.
I am not familiar, though that does sound like one of their products. I refer to the ones for Purpleberry Crunch brand cereal. You
That was good beat my other guess.
influence right off, what with my assertive attitude and all. I laugh at danger. I hand make my own luck. That character is a revelation. You and I are just like him. Get up and go-getters. Say, did Auntie's Choice send you here? Don't fret. I am exceedingly skilled at keeping secrets.
So, I'm deeply involved in all manner of clandestine efforts. One might call me a provocateur. I'm absolutely not here on Auntie's Choice business. And there's a risky job at the bridge for someone heedless about personal safety. So yeah, I could send him out there to get him into trouble. Kind of don't feel too inclined towards doing that. Suppose one might call me a provocateur.
If I understand the subtext, that means yes. Dearie me, you are the first secret agent I have ever met. At least in waking life. Now, do tell, what is the latest word from the field?
The crops grow at midnight. I don't know. Seems like a word that might come from a field. If you're a secret agent. Nothing to report right now. Keep you informed. I've met with Minister Milver Street, director of those adverts you adore. Job at the bridge. Issue at the bridge for a true devotee, someone willing to sacrifice. I really don't feel okay with sending that guy to his death. Not in that way. But then his cousin might end up dead. But then she's kind of also nuts in an entirely other kind of a way.
Of course. Toodaloo.
Catch you later now. Yeah, no, I'm backing out of that one. We'll head back to town, I think. And turn in. I don't think there's anything else I need to do. I'm not doing this one, I've decided. I mean, I could, but no. Yeah. Definitely bottling that one. Fast travel to Fairfield, there we go. Shotguns less effective against high armored enemies. Interesting.
Types ever run a scam on each other.
Weird, ain't it? They seem to really respect and care about each other.
Yeah, but if they even catch a whiff of disloyalty, it's a whole other thing. I prefer Auntie's, where I know where we stand, by ourselves.
Yes.
Every time I think I'm having a bad day, I just tell myself,
Yeah, I was going to just quickly double check. To be honest with you, I don't know that the sight on that would actually be any better. If it is, it won't help me here. Reinforced barrel. Already got that one, haven't I? A repeating rifle hologram sight, there we go. Or micro. Increases recoil and increases weak spot damage. That's the one I have. It's entirely my fault. It's still extremely annoying. I could put something else in there because it does shock damage already. There's another weapon mods. Shock barrel, yeah, I don't really want that one. Charged burst. Multiple shots in a burst. Explosive rounds. Shock rounds. So the repeating burst is the only other thing I could potentially put on there that might be worth it. Where is it? There it is. Yeah, I guess. What else have I got? Revolver suppressor. Ooh, that's potentially interesting. Facing unit. Check my revolver as well. That's done. Go sight. I can't have anything else on it. That could have something put on it, maybe, if it was worth it. Wouldn't be not bad actually, that, and that could probably be sold, I think, because the shock machine gun I'm not spec'd into, so cool. Facing unit. Roll explosive rounds. Plasma barrel. Barrel. Suppressor appeals to me, yeah. Loudness sold separately. Alright. So. I mean, no mods available. Apparently I don't have a mod that counts as an add-on. Okay. It's fine. So, it's less damage allegedly now that I've done that. Yeah. It's not exactly ideal, but what can you do? So I need something that qualifies as an add-on there, if there is one. Or did I not buy it? I may not have bought it.
Not ready. Please try again later.
Oh, shut up. Oh, yes, I can. Cool. Right, that's better. Shotgun. Don't think I've got anything else for the shotgun, have I? I'd need an add-on. So, this now has extra crit chance, charged burst if I want it to. And hollow sight on it, which is cool. That has extra range, reduced recoil, and reduced ammo cost, which is nice. I've got a light revolver, which is also good for close range dealing with mechs, and I've got a suppressed one, which does absolutely no damage now that I've modified it. That feels like a mistake then. Increases sneak attack damage. Okay, well, maybe that offsets it. I don't know. Stealth modifier is at 250. As to this one, which would be nothing. Okay, take it back. That's actually better. Okay. Cool. So, I need to see if there's an add-on for a shotty while I'm here, then. Chasing unit. Barrel. So it's probably that one. Increase the marker, increase the damage they take, increases weak spot damage, and marks was a priority to companions. That's not a bad idea. Barrel. Yeah, that's the only option I've got then, isn't it? Oh, charge burst. Using inflicts uranium on hit, increasing subsequent damage to weapon. Auto mechanicals are immune. Versus increases weak spot damage and damage to take and makes target allies attack them. 3-round burst will be... No, that will empty it out too quickly. I think we're going to go with this one. It's probably the play. Cool. So that's all that sorted out. Let's do some actually decent armor now at some point. Have a good night, Carl.
Welcome,
We'll wrap up very soon.
How can I improve your day the Auntie's way?
In fact,
Like they say,
we're here. Kinetic biomass pistol. Capture helmet. Storage armor. Could still improve that, but yeah, not worth buying, I don't think. Rattler. Yeah, it wouldn't appeal to me anyway. I think we're probably good. What's that? Long rounds. Don't think I have rifles and that. Pistols and other personal defense weapons. Yeah, okay, I think that's fine.
welcome, welcome.
Okay.
Anything you like?
So I think we're going to go and talk to Officer Kerr. Yeah, and then we'll stop it after that.
Been working at that spot of business we discussed. Easier to lead with fewer targets nibbling at your psyche. Loose your words. I'm listening.
Did what was needed at the repair center.
Scouts reported a plume of smoke thick and wide billowing from the facility. Sure didn't seem to be mechanical exhaust. Got more to report?
Yeah, no, what's next? Ran into crafted soldier called Inez, know anything about what she was doing. People at the repair facility weren't hostile, felt all bad sabotaging them. Wish we could have done more damage to the bastards. They weren't hostile, feel about bad sabotaging them.
Though I don't understand your soft-hearted tendencies, you do good work. So I can lower myself to easing your emotional load. Anyone still living at that repair facility is safe. They'll be stuck there trying to fix the facility for the whole war. And we won't attack it, since we know it's ruined. Now, let's talk helping you. There's a bridge gating entry to the northern part of the island. You want to get to the Vox? First step is getting through it. There's an alternate path, but it's blocked by Xeranium. I'll order my troops at the forward operating base to aid you, and you'll punch through together. From there, your target's the Skycutter Tower. Seems it was recently reactivated, and by our engineers' metrics, might be useful in overloading the Vox's defenses.
Picked up a protectorate data chip that might help me get through this uranium. What do I expect at the bridge? What's the Sky Tower? If you tell your troops to take the bridge when you get in trouble, What's at the Sky Tower?
It's a protectorate power
Tower.
generation facility. Utilizes the wilds of the air currents to turn generator rotors or some such nonsense. I care more for logistics than engineering.
Oh, I get that. Punch through the bridge and then beeline for the Skycutter Tower, she thinks, which is that thing on the coast that's clearly a big old wind terminal. Picked up a protector gadget. What should I expect of the bridge?
A heap of fighting. My troops at the forward operating base will assist you, but if you can secure any greater advantages, you'd best do so. The Yaysayers sense they'll soon be cornered and fight all the more fiercely thereof. It won't be easy, but it's the most direct route to the Vox.
You send your troops, won't you get into trouble?
Oh, Auntie, I cannot believe what transpired. My troops defied their orders and captured the bridge. Ah, such a shame we can't shoot soldiers for taking their own initiative. Sound convincing? Considered a career in the performance department years ago. Met Milver Street. Transferred out, so did he. At least I've realized I ain't still on stage.
Right. Picked up a protector gadget might help me get through the Xeranium field.
Wouldn't trust the Protectorate's over-engineered perfection to cook a spratwurst. Give me the no-frills, disposable quality of Auntie's choice any day. If by some miracle your contraption doesn't turn you inside out, I'd give you a much quieter route to the Vox. Much as I'd like the bridge's clearing. Once you pass to the northern end of the island and enter the Skycutter, you'll need to find the tower's power routing controls. Mayhaps you can wreak some chaos at the Vox. Step light, though. There's no Protectorate gallivanting near the tower, which, like as any, means something bloodthirsty lurks within. Stay intact.
Okay. Now, I'm pretty sure she just gave me a shiny new shotgun. Designated triple barrel. Yeah, what's the deal with that? Tracing unit. Okay, so how does it compare to the one I've got? Does more damage off the start. What did I put on that one? Tracing unit as well, didn't I? I don't feel like there's a great deal of difference there. This one's marked as being a bit different, but at the same time, so the plasma barrel is dipping the damage a little bit, so that's fine. Yeah, I don't feel like this is actually any different. I thought I was going to have to go back and undo my changes so that I could reload so that I could then mod this one instead of that, but it doesn't look like that's the case. Oh, she has given me Cuirass, though. That's more interesting. Kaz Cuirass. 9 heavy. Damage resistance is at 10. I would lose evasion chance and some sprint speed, but gain considerably more armor. Take damage in combat. Toxicity is reduced by 1. The amount of toxicity loss scales up to 3 with your medical skill. Higher damage resistance, but damage resistance is lost every time you take damage. Some bits of stray blood. That's their personalised armour. Can get a helmet though. And I could mod it with an extra armouring thing if I wanted to. It's better than what I've got, isn't it? Although I do look utterly ridiculous in it. Kind of loathe it. I want better medium armour, really. That's what I'm wearing right now, isn't it? Medium, yeah. Not really wanting the heavy armour. There isn't really any medium armour that's... Well, it's slightly better in some cases, but not... The adrenaline shot thing is useful, though. Don't feel that much slower. Doesn't look quite as bad as I thought it did, actually. So I could increase the damage resistance by 10%. Plasma soak, shock soak. Could be it's already got damage resistance plus 10. So those will give 25 resistance plasma or shock, 5% general. That'll give me 10 across the board. So one of these will be more worthwhile. Question is figuring out which one am I more likely to encounter. I feel like plasma is more likely. That's fire. Are there any other interesting armor mods? Not in here, no. Biomass grenade.
How can I improve your day the Auntie's way? Gladly.
Nothing there either. There we go, let's see if that's you off. Unless it's directed at everybody who's departing. Okay. I think I'll stick with what I've got there. What I want to know is whether or not I could take something modded if I had... This has already got a plasma barrel on it, hasn't it? Oh, we don't have any. It doesn't have one. Okay. If I were to put that on, which I think is probably the one I'm going to go for, can't be recovered. Can they be replaced? Yes. Cool. So I'll leave that as is then. I think for now. I think that's what I'm gonna do. No, I feel like it is this one. Where is minimap conversation? Status bar, vertical. Use alternate shoulder in third person. Okay. Seems like the default has changed since at some point. That kind of suits me because can't see anything right now, but interesting. Where was it? Was it game? No, controls. Controls, wasn't it? Gameplay. Yes. Interesting. Right. So, either way, what we have to do next is get across there and go north. And we do it there. We can go through there. Or we can ask the troops to help us punch through. And then either way, it's recommended we hit that. Sent in the Howling Tower, access the Skycutter controls. And then probably over here. I don't know. I kind of want to hit the Raptidon Cave first. I think once we get across. That'll be the play. And then we can sort out Inez. And then make a decision. Now this is supposed to drop me off. Person cares. Save subversives. Okay. Yeah, apparently outside. So we could do that too. I feel like that might be just as easy a way to go as any. I don't know, man. We got options. That feels like a good option. Go there, then hit that, swing around that way. Either way, it will be one to tackle tomorrow, I think. Now we've got our gear improved somewhat. As times we had chariot and all that. Yeah, fun. Yeah, we'll see how we do tomorrow, but I think the plan will be to assault the Vox relay. That should be cool. Definitely enjoying this so far. I'm interested to see what the next sort of areas of the game that we head to are like. This one is very, very much like Outer Worlds 1 and its beginning area. Feels much the same. I'm also kind of curious about the big picture here. Yeah, we're trying to stop the rifts from destroying this colony and all the others as well, I suppose. But there's also the ongoing situation in the colony that definitely needs addressing in some way. I don't particularly want to see either of the two major factions at the moment, Auntie's Choice or the Protectorate, coming out on top, because they're both equally horrific. Mind you, I'm not sure there entirely is going to be a great outcome. And then there's the whole Earth Directorate come in and take over places, which they have done in several areas. Like as happened in Triangulum for Niles' home territory. But I've no idea if that's actually any better or not either. Like, Niles makes it sound like it is, and the tone coming from the Earth Directorate, obviously, is that it is. But, yeah, and so do everybody in every other faction think that they're the best way of doing things, so... Difficult to say. We don't know enough about what kind of situation the Protectorate sets up when they get... The Earth Directorate, rather, sets up when they get into a new area. So, I'll have to find out more. Yeah, anyway, on to the Vox Relay and on the Trail of De Vries next time. Eventually. Should be good. So, we'll do that one on... Oh, crikey, yeah, it'll be Monday, because it's Friday and Halloween and stuff. So, thank you for hanging out tonight. Happy Halloween. Yeah, if you would... if you haven't already, like, subs, notification bell, all the good stuff. Social media links in the description, channel memberships down below. The rest of the series on playlists. And, yeah, other series on playlists as well if you want extra stuff to watch. A couple of videos going out the last couple of days. Shortish ones. One on performance for this game and one on modding this game, technically. And I did a short about this weekend's events in 76. Definitely got at least one short update video to go out probably tomorrow. That'll be on Fallout 4 though, so we'll have to see how that goes. What did I write there? I can't remember. Can't read my own handwriting. I don't remember what I put. Oh, right. Yeah, no, I remember now. It's supposed to be a description. It looks like I've written DFS. Yeah, my handwriting is a problem. Anyway, yeah, we'll be back at this on Monday, and I believe, let me just double check. I think Tuesday is when I can jump back into The Last Caretaker and actually push on further than we currently have done so far. So we might do that on Tuesday as well. And then we'll figure out maybe juggling a bit of stuff. I think that's going to be the plan. Let me just have a quick double check on this. For now, I don't need that there. Fourth of November, 6 PM. Yeah. So yeah, Tuesday we can push it onward, get back into The Last Caretaker, push forward and see what more stuff we can see and try and figure some stuff out on that one. Bit of a change of tone for sure, but should be cool. So yeah, we'll have a look into that next week, and yeah, we'll see what happens on the video front next week as well, because I don't know right now. We're in that annoying kind of lull between things happening, so... Which, to be honest, the whole of November is kind of looking like being, so it's going to be a bit of a battle for the next few weeks, but what can you do? It is what it is. I'm sure we'll figure some cool stuff out, do some cool builds, that sort of thing, look at some cool camps. Anyway, for now, thank you all for hanging out. I hope you have a good weekend. Look after yourselves, stay safe, don't eat too many sweets post-Halloween, and yeah, we'll be back at it on Monday with the Vox Relay. Should be cool. So, until then, I will catch you around about 8 o'clock on Monday. So, thank you all for hanging out. Have a good one, folks. Night-night.